One of the most common complaints we get is people that complain of pain up in this upper back area here. A lot of people say that it feels like their shoulder rolls forward too far, or they get a really sharp pain right in here when they take a deep breath, or when working at their desk for a long time, lots of things like that. So commonly what we see is an irritation in the rib cage. And so we all think of our ribs being down low here, but we forget that they actually come all the way up through the upper back here. And so you can see right in this area here is right where the rib actually contacts the thoracic spine, which is our mid-back. So commonly those ribs can get a little bit rotated from repetitive overuse, such as working at a computer, working with your hands a lot if you're a construction worker, or a lot of driving, a lot of things that can cause that irritation. Another common cause would be a case of bronchitis or a lot of coughing with allergy season. Sometimes that rapid contraction of the rib cage with a coughing fit is enough to irritate these areas. So what we see is those ribs, instead of staying nice and level like this, is they rotate a little bit. So the rib doesn't actually come out. It doesn't actually break contact with the spine itself. It just gets a little bit irritated. When that happens, it starts to limit the amount of expansion that's allowed by the lungs, which can again make deep breaths very uncomfortable. So tends to be in these upper areas. You can also have some rib issues down lower, but the most common we see are up high. One really good home exercise you can do is what's called a rowing exercise. This is designed to help the muscles in between the shoulder blades engage to keep us in a better posture, which can alleviate stress on the ribs. So it's very easy to do. You can take some lightweight dumbbells, can of soup, gallon of water, milk, anything you have will do the trick. So you're going to start with them out in front of you, and we're going to gently pull those shoulder blades back. The key to this is you're trying to squeeze right between the shoulder blades. So nice, easy exercise. It should not be a lot of work. If it's a lot of work, you're probably doing it wrong. So let us know and we can help correct it. If you don't have weights and you have a resistance band, everybody's got one of these hanging around somewhere, you can do just the same thing. And so you're going to hold it out in front of you and you're going to pull back. Okay? The resistance, the stretchiness of the band will give just enough resistance to help engage those muscles. There's a few really good, reliable ways to prevent irritation in the upper rib cage. One of the most common we see is seen in desk workers, and that comes from the ergonomics and the setup of your desk. And so we do recommend you keep your keyboard a little ways away. You don't want everything super close to you. But by default, we tend to keep our mouse out here as well. What we find is if you bring that mouse a little bit closer, that causes less stress on that upper shoulder and upper back, which can irritate those ribs in that repetitive use injury. So keep your keyboard out, keep your mouse closer.